Do you agree with VP Sara that schools don't need to conduct makeup classes to make up for the suspended days?
Well, first and foremost, I think we have to be also careful with the wording that we use because technically it's not a suspension,
Right.
but rather it's a change of delivery mode. So that is still counted as the number of days stipulated by the DepEd for the academic year. So technically, hindi talaga siya suspension, but it was simply a shift of delivery mode.
Right.
So if that's a shift of delivery mode, that means it's reasonable na no makeup kasi ano naman that was counted as a school day. So nag-change lang sila ng method of delivering the lessons for the week, whether nag-meet sila synchronously or asynchronously online or may task na binigay kung modular man yung basis. So technically, that's still counted as a school day.
Now, Professor, most people are saying na, sige, mainit siya, so ang ginawa natin, instead of papasukin ng mga students sa school, they stayed at home para safe and safe away from the heat at yung alternative mode. Now, but the question is, do you think we should just outright suspend classes, kunyari nagkaroon ng heat wave instead of having the alternative delivery mode? Because there are some subjects, I understand, Professor, na hindi conducive na aralin ng mga estudyante pag nasa online.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit complicated talaga when it comes to the weather, but if that's the reason, if that's the case of some subjects, dapat yun siguro may opportunity sila to make up those days ng face-to-face kung talagang hindi siya made-deliver online. But then again, maraming issues kasi I've been speaking to some principals also of the public schools this past couple of weeks, and some of them are saying na some of them, when the decision was yung principals ang magde-decide, some of the principals were saying na parang, the students are gonna be home and there will be tasks given to them, pero yung teachers nila naka-deck sa school. Pero kasi parang to respond to questions, kung gustong mag-online ng student or may question yung student na pwede silang tawagan. So, previously, in the last couple of days, I think before this recent suspension, ganun yung ginagawa ng ibang principals. So, I think it was a good decision to leave it to the principals because I think in some places, yung heat isn't really, actually parang mas presko pa nga sa school minsan kasi nagbe-visit din ako ng public schools. Minsan may mga areas na yung public school, like the classroom themselves, parang it's cooler pa nga to be in the classrooms than siguro to be in their homes.
In their homes, yeah.
Kasi, so parang mas, I felt na parang medyo presko dito sa classroom na to compared pag nasa bahay ka. So I think it really should be left to the decision of the principals.
Totoo. And then others pa, meron pa silang problema pagdating sa internet connection pag nasa bahay
Exactly.
sila. So naapektuhan yung learning mode nila on that particular day. But you've said earlier kanina, Professor, na counted pa rin naman yon yung school day na yon, 'di ba? As a school day na iba lang yung delivery mode. Sabi mo nga, alternative delivery mode yung ginagamit natin. But ano po ba yung magiging parang short-term and long-term effects of studying through the alternative delivery mode na pinag-uusapan po natin?
Well, I think we're already feeling it now and we're
Yes.
seeing it now kasi based on what had happened during the height of the pandemic, na a lot of our students really lag behind in terms of
Yeah.
skill, especially when it comes to literacy.
Yeah.
So, yun ang magiging long-term effect niyan. Continuous yung decline ng skills nila and ng competencies nila. Kasi it's really very different when very young students also learn via online.
Hindi
Kasi
natututukan,
iba pa rin talaga yung face-to-face interaction with a teacher.
Right.
Yes, and Professor, do you think that shifting to the previous school calendar will solve the current problem, given all these changes in the climate that we are feeling right now?
I don't know if it will change anything, honestly, because this is like a weather, like a parang environmental issue. I think I mentioned this before. I think what DepEd has to do is to really put its funds where it would make the classrooms and the schools comfortable for the students.
Correct.
So regardless of what the weather is, whether it's really hot or it's maulan, alam mo yun, parang the school environment can respond to that. So I think more than just focusing on this debate na parang, should there be a suspension? Should there be makeup? Dapat ba i-cancel? I think siguro for lack of a better term, DepEd should put the money where their mouth is, like focus on what the schools really need. And the schools need proper infrastructure and proper equipment and furniture in the classroom.
Oh, yan yung sinasabi na long-term solution, 'di ba? Dito sa nangyayari sa atin.
Para magiging yung suspension usapan na lang pag may bagyo or baha, yun na lang.
Oo. Okay. Sige, I think that covers everything that we need to know. Do you have anything
No.
to add? Oo, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras kay
Thank you.
Professor Eleanor Barami.